I'm brought up by my mom as a submissive man, nice guy. I hate myself as a submissive guy. I want to become a dominant guy. What can I do? And now we started talking about this last time, but I said, I need more information. How do you define dominant guy? All of this. He wrote me back with details. So here's what he said. My definition of nice guy, what I should have mentioned in my question was difficulty to say no, conflict avoidant, pushover, etc., being constantly trained to be so through my childhood. My mom unknowingly engraved this character deeply in my mind, which I carry through the rest of my life so far as a burden. As you mentioned, I'm ashamed of myself deep inside. I hate myself to the core. Oh my gosh. It's a very painful trauma many men like me carry deep inside silently, just as a side effect of young men growing up in fatherless homes. Help is very limited. And my question, sub guy, nice guy, was outside the regime of BDSM lifestyle, but that of normal life. This lifestyle has helped me a lot. This lifestyle has helped me to collect the fragmented father figure, which I couldn't have in real life. My definition of dominant guy is not bad boy. For me, dominance is leadership. Like you say, I have watched How to Be an Excellent Dominant of Yours more than 30 times, wrote notes, read, reread. It's the same with some other videos of yours. Okay, so he's on track with my definition of healthy domination. It's just, where do I start? But I'm going to say what you describe as difficulty saying no, conflict avoidant, and being a pushover. That's not being a submissive man either. So let's get out of dominant and submissive. Let's maybe talk about how do we heal broken masculinity? Because that's really the question here. If you heal broken masculinity, you men will naturally step into more empowerment. You will naturally find that warrior spirit in you again. It will just naturally start flowing if we heal the broken masculine within you. So I would say the first step here is we have to redefine the terms that you're using. So difficulty saying no, conflict avoidant, and pushover. These sound more like attachment wounds or attachment styles and subsequent relational programming out of these wounds than dominant or submissive. You know, you mentioned fatherlessness, so that to me may speak to neglect, abandonment. Those bring up deep childhood wounds. If you have neglect, if you have abandonment as a child, if you don't have a strong male role model there to protect you and model for you what healthy leadership and healthy masculinity looks like, then you are going to be fragmented. Like you said, you are going to have those fragmented soul parts that are going to need to be healed. But you are also going to have an attachment style that feels like you don't have power. And you might be in this dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant state where you don't feel secure. You don't feel like you can show up in full safety in who you are. Not full security, not that full safety. And so you feel like maybe in order to be accepted or liked, in order to be drawn in, included, have that sense of family that maybe you missed as a child, you have to say yes when you want to say no. You have to avoid conflict when you really want to call someone out. You have to be a pushover and just take it, take it, take it. Because if you don't, you actually address misbehavior, then you're going to have that severance of the relationship. You're going to have that disconnection again, that maybe abandonment kind of trigger again, or that neglect trigger again. And so it's very common that when we have a missing parent in the picture, childhood abuse, neglect, abandonment, it forms our attachment style that we take into our adult life. And I think what you're finding is because everyone is naturally dominant, naturally submissive, or naturally a switch, you're identifying, wait, I'm naturally dominant, but I can't get it out of me. because I've been told if I let it out, if I let that roar out of me, I'm a horrible man. To be strong in the care for others is a healthy place in my mind. Absolutely. And that's what we're speaking to. That is what masculinity is at its core. It's not what these politicized echo chambers have made it out to be. So men, stand up. Stop it with the victimization. Stop it with the excuses. Stop it with the whining. Stop it with stop it. I'm not saying suck it up, buck it up. I'm not saying you can't have emotions. It's good for you to have emotions. But men, I think now you also need to hear this. It's time to thicken your skin, gentlemen. It's time to thicken your skin. Why do you think so many of your women are in love with me? Because they see more masculine power in me than most of you boys. Some of you men need to get out of this victimized bullshit. I'm sorry you didn't have examples as a child. I'm sorry that you didn't have the modeling that you needed. I'm sorry that you got dealt a shit hand. You know what? So did I. Stand up. Take your place. Heal. Learn. Grow. Lead. I have never experienced more of a deficit of strong male leaders and protectors than I have ever seen before, as what I'm seeing in society right now. Step up, men. Now is your time.